Welcome to the Miller Chiropractic Minute, and I had an interesting question posed to me by another follower, and they asked about why do some people thrive after knee replacements or knee injuries and some people don't. And if I knew that, I would patent it and sell it to the orthopedic surgeons. But I do have a couple of theories on that. And one is they have done something. Generally, if it's a trauma and they have knee problems and then they go back and get it replaced, generally those people don't have big issues because it was trauma. But if it's a lifestyle issue, if it's because they are pro-inflammatory in their diet, they do something that's very, very hard on their knees, then typically even replacing the knee will cause them to have alleviated pain right then and there. But then in the long term, they won't have alleviated pain. It'll start to eat away at the bone around there. They're still pro-inflammatory. There's a lot of issues that go into that. And you keep hearing me say the word pro-inflammatory. This has nothing to do but, let me rephrase that. The only way you can become non-pro-inflammatory is not by taking Advil, not by taking ibuprofen of some sort, but is by changing your diet and your lifestyle. Let me give you a couple of ideas here. One is you need to eat well. You need to eat things that do not go down the prostaglandin type 1 cascade. In other words, you got to stay away from corn, you got to stay away from refined sugars, you got to stay away from highly processed foods. Those types of things are going to start a prostaglandin cascade that will cause you to be more pro-inflammatory. If you eat whole grains, stay away from gluten, eat raw foods. Those types of things are things that will cause you to get rid of the prostaglandin cascade and go into a prostaglandin type 2 cascade. I think it's 1 or 2, I forget. And that is actually anti-inflammatory in nature. That is why some people can run forever and never get aches and pains. Their diets, their nutrition, their lifestyle is very healthy. One thing to think about is a lot of people think that just because you're a runner, just because you're an athlete, just because you have good body composition means that you're healthy. And nothing could be farther from the truth. My oxidation levels are very, very high, and I've talked in previous podcasts about oxidation levels and in athletes. And we consume more oxygen than a normal person, and that causes a lot of oxidative stress on the cells. This in turn will also make you pro-inflammatory, and what people don't realize about that is that makes blood vessels and things of that nature clump together. 50% of the runners that just keel over dead keel over from cardiovascular incidents, strokes, and heart attacks. And why is that? Because they look healthy. It's because they're highly, highly oxidized individuals. And it doesn't take a lot to become antioxidant. It doesn't take a lot to get rid of that. And so it's a hypothesis about the knee, or one that I have about the knee, about how people do with that, because they lead a high stress life, they're highly oxidized, they have poor nutrition, and so the knee is going into a bad environment. Are they already acidic? So there's a lot of questions to be answered there. The first thing I'd do is do a functional medicine test and see how they are doing with the inflammation, see how they are doing with oxidation. So I know that doesn't quite answer it, and the reason is because there's really no answer. There are a lot of hypotheses, and I think that that's a very good one, a very sound one, and even if it's wrong, it doesn't hurt to be healthier. So thank you for listening.